Protein synthesis and satellite cell concentration, obviously these things are very much related to hypertrophy. This is the type of stuff we think about when we talk about growing big muscles. We want more protein synthesis. We want more satellite cell production because satellite cells obviously are going to help produce the proteins that turn into the actin and myosin that cause the hypertrophy, right? Anyway, so if you do a progressive increase in the volume that you do, in other words, you get stronger, you get more fit, you keep lifting more, obviously protein synthesis and satellite cell concentration is going to increase. Physiology, a couple important things on this slide, I think in general. What does resistance training do to your glucose and insulin sensitivity? Well, it's beneficial if you have impaired glucose sensitivity, and it does nothing if you don't have impaired glucose sensitivity. That's kind of to be expected, right? So if somebody is diabetic, resistance training will definitely help, right? Including in post-meal and 24 hours post-exercise, they're going to have a little bit better insulin and glucose levels. But if you're healthy, it doesn't have much of an effect. Like your body's doing a good job regulating this already. Healthy individuals training for 11 weeks or more, you see there. And when you guys see these like durations written in 11 plus weeks, 6 to 12 weeks, realize I've very carefully gone through the research and put the number that was in the research so that it's nice and accurate for you guys. Does that mean healthy individuals training for 6 weeks get no benefit? Not necessarily. These studies were just 11 weeks or longer. What you see there, larger decreases, and you see this glycated hemoglobin and resting exercise glucose, all this stuff. A lot of it has to do with like stuff related to diabetes. So resistance training will definitely help with preventing, or at least we hope, preventing diabetes long term. What I did think was interesting is additional sets per exercise has almost no effect on cholesterol. I think we do have to be kind of careful sometimes when we talk about the benefits of exercise and people promise this stuff like, oh, your doctor said you had high cholesterol, you just need to work out. Well, it's not quite that simple. And they might get more benefit from doing cardio. So if you're a strength head, I'm sorry. If you're a gym rat and you love to lift heavy, it might not be the best recommendation for this particular individual. It's just stuff to keep in mind. Am I saying that like resistance training is bad for your cholesterol? Absolutely not. I just do think sometimes we make promises we can't keep, especially in the fitness industry, obviously because people don't read as much research maybe as they should. All right, so some physiology, some other interesting things. Some obvious things. If you add additional sets, your heart rate's going to go up, your respiratory rate's going to go up, your oxygen consumption is going to go up, your respiratory exchange ratio is going to go up, your caloric expenditure is going to go up. That all makes sense, right? We add more exercise, all these things are going to go up. But I want to spend just a second talking about this last one. Increase in excess post-exercise oxygen consumption for up to 24 hours, no increase in long-term metabolism. Post-exercise oxygen consumption was like the darling of the fitness industry for a really long time. Oh, that increases EPOC. You got to do more because then you get more EPOC. You guys ever seen what the numbers on EPOC are? It's like an additional 10 to 40 calories. Like it's nothing. It is nothing on the grand scheme of weight loss. It is nothing on the grand scheme of fat loss. It is literally not important to anybody other than those of us who study physiology. Excess post-exercise oxygen consumption is giving us a little bit of an indication that adaptation is occurring and that it requires the body to burn calories. Great. But this increase in post-exercise oxygen consumption for up to 24 hours when you add additional sets, sure, when you add additional sets over time, right? You're going to increase the amount of adaptation you have to do and it will increase. But please keep in mind, it's from like 20 calories to 25 calories. Okay, this is like, we're talking about the number of calories that are the difference between did I eat a small size fig in my smoothie or a medium sized fig in my smoothie this morning? And we're done. Okay, Just keep that stuff in mind. All right, so benefits, training goals. How does it affect body composition? Not surprisingly, more sets per exercise will burn more body fat. However, when you're looking at research in particular, it is important to realize that it takes a long time to get to statistically significant decreases in body fat percentage in particular. Part of this has to do with the fact that the tools we use to measure body fat are not particularly sensitive, right? Like I'm sure you guys have seen the margin in error on something like a skin caliper, right? The margin of errors are pretty big, and don't even get me started about bioimpedance. The margin of error on bioimpedance is really, really big. So you can imagine, like, to get to a statistically significant result in research, you're going to have to make a pretty big change for the statistics to come out that was like, oh yeah, we can say with 95% confidence, it's not exactly what that means, but we can say with 95% confidence that this person actually lost body fat, or this will actually cause body fat loss across a population as a trend. So taking a step back, will additional sets improve your chances of reducing body fat percentage? Yes, but it is going to take a while, right? We're talking about relatively